Welcome back to SI Motor, the place where legends, memories, and future machines come alive. Today's video is special, because we are talking about a name that carries old-school dirt trail spirit, the Kawasaki KE 100, and imagining what a 2026 version could look like if this legendary lightweight trail bike ever returned. Visual opens with a misty off-road forest trail at sunrise. A small classic green trail bike silhouette appears slowly through the fog. The host stands next to an old-school KE-style motorcycle while soft cinematic music plays in the background. The host smiles and says this bike was many riders' first step into the world of motorcycling, and even today, people remember it for its simplicity, durability, and pure riding fun. Visual transitions to old KE 100 riding footage-style shots, dusty village roads, forest trails, and small-town commuting scenes. The host voiceover explains that the original KE 100 was built as a simple dual-sport motorcycle designed for beginners, farmers, and daily commuters who needed something reliable and easy to fix. The engine was small but strong for its time, and the bike was lightweight, making it easy to handle on rough terrain. The host explains that riders loved how simple the machine was: kickstart, basic suspension, simple carburetor, and minimal electronics, which meant almost anyone could repair it. Visual shows a mechanic opening a simple air-cooled engine in a small garage workshop, highlighting the mechanical simplicity that made these bikes famous around the world. Visual slowly shifts into a cinematic, "What if 2026" concept sequence. A modern KE 100 inspired bike appears in matte Kawasaki green under studio lighting. The host voiceover says if Kawasaki ever decided to bring back the KE 100 spirit in 2026, the design would likely respect the classic DNA. Slim fuel tank, long flat seat, high front fender, spoke wheels, and that lightweight trail bike look. But the technology would be modern. LED headlight with round retro-style housing. Small digital display instead of analog meters. Fuel injection instead of carburetor. Electric start but maybe keeping kickstart for nostalgia. Visual shows a digital display turning on with modern animation while maintaining a retro circular gauge style. Visual moves to engine concept animation. The host explains that instead of an old two-stroke engine, a modern version would most likely use a small fuel-efficient four-stroke engine to meet emission standards worldwide. The voiceover explains this would mean better fuel mileage, cleaner emissions, smoother power delivery, and longer engine life. Visual shows animated piston movement inside a modern single-cylinder engine. The host explains that modern riders want reliability plus low maintenance, and that's where modern engineering could transform a legendary beginner bike into a new generation daily adventure machine. Visual changes to city riding scene. The host explains a modern KE 100 concept could become popular in developing countries, college cities, and rural areas where riders need something cheap, reliable, and tough. The bike could become perfect for delivery riders, daily commuters, and beginner off-road explorers. Visual shows rider moving from city road to dirt road seamlessly. The host says this is where small dual-sport bikes always shine: freedom to go anywhere without worrying about road conditions. Visual transitions to suspension concept close-up. The host voiceover explains that if built today, suspension would be much better than the original. Long travel front forks. Modern rear mono-shock, better braking with front disc brake and ABS safety. Visual shows slow motion off-road jump landing smoothly. The host explains safety is now a big part of motorcycle design, and even small bikes today come with advanced braking systems. Visual transitions to heritage tribute paint ideas. The host voiceover describes classic Kawasaki green with white stripes, or maybe retro yellow trail paint inspired by older models. The host says brands today understand nostalgia sells, and if Kawasaki revived K-Series, they would likely keep classic styling mixed with modern materials and build quality. Visual shows paint color transitions between retro and modern designs under studio lights. Visual shows rider riding across mountain trail at sunset. The host voiceover explains why small displacement trail bikes still matter today. Not every rider wants a heavy adventure bike. Many riders want something light, simple, affordable, and fun. The host says motorcycles like K-Series helped millions of riders start their riding journey, and that emotional connection is powerful even today. Visual moves to garage restoration style scene. The host explains that many KE100 bikes are still running around the world today, proving how strong and simple these machines were built. The voiceover talks about how mechanical simplicity often creates long-term legends, and that's why people still search for these bikes even decades later. Visual transitions back to host standing with concept-style modern K-inspired bike. The host says if a 2026 version ever happened, it would not just be a motorcycle, it would be a tribute to beginner riders, off-road explorers, and simple honest engineering. The host says bikes like K-series remind us that motorcycling is not about speed or power, it's about freedom and adventure. Visual shows cinematic riding montage, forest trail, dusty village road, small bridge crossing, and open field riding. The host voiceover becomes emotional and motivational, saying every legendary motorcycle started as a simple idea: build something reliable, affordable, and fun. And sometimes those simple machines become the ones people remember forever. Visual slowly fades into SI Motor logo animation. The host says thank you for watching SI Motor, where we keep motorcycle legends alive and imagine the future of two-wheel machines. The host invites viewers to comment if they would like Kawasaki to bring back a small trail bike like K100 in modern form. Visual ends with engine rev sound fading into wind sound across a trail road, leaving viewers with nostalgia and curiosity about what the future could bring.